Hey guys, it's Penelope in London, and I'm looking at the chart, and it's hard for us at the moment. There's so much, hardship around, and not to be, down about it. Some of us are able to get on with our creative process, and some of us, maybe needed so much time to do a lot of the inner child work and reparent ourselves. But, not everybody's having a great time with this because depending on geographics, some people are struggling with healthcare and also healthcare costs and also with jobs. There are certain parts of the world where people get a bit more looked after depending on the way the governments are set up. So I do feel extremely for the people that have not got, the resources they need right now. It's a difficult time and we don't know where we're going. But I think that evolutionary speaking, that the breakdown of patriarchal rule that we could see that was going to happen at the beginning of 2020 and the follow through of what's gone on in the world is causing individuals to go inward and do the work, which Carl Jung will be happy to see, that a lot of people are looking at their shadow, and looking at the shadow work means we become whole. So part of that on an astrology chart would be to do with looking at our wound, which would be Chiron. This is my chart, by the way. And Chiron, in my chart, is in my fourth house on my IC with my Saturn. So when we look at this symbolism, we can see where our hypersensitivity would have been when we were brought into the world. And each house is an area of life. If you're not familiar with astrology, the fourth house is the home, and it's the womb and the idea of mother and, the ancestors. And the ruler of the fourth house is Cancer. The ruler of my fourth house is actually Pisces, because when we have got the rising sign, which is here, 27 degrees Scorpio, then we can see what, what our own houses are, and then the rulers. So if my fourth house is, the ruler is Pisces, and the ruler of Pisces is Neptune, and my Neptune is conjunct my south node, and it's in Scorpio. And if we look at Scorpio, the ruler of Scorpio is Pluto, and my Pluto is in Virgo. And Virgo, the ruler of, the ruler is, go to Mercury, lost it a bit there. Mercury is retrograde, can't find Mercury. So Mercury for me is in my sixth house here, and Taurus, and the ruler of my Taurus is Venus in Aries. The ruler of my Venus is ruled by Aries. And then what we have is that's the ruler of, Aries is Mars. So it's very interesting when we look at a chart and begin to delve really deeply in meaning and understanding. Simon Vorster, who taught me originally when I started looking at my chart in 2016, I'd been doing astrology before that, but you can find Simon Vorster on Raising Vibrations on YouTube. He pointed out to me that astrology, a year ago, I had a meeting one-to-one with him, and he said that astrology is just a bunch of symbols and timings and mathematical calculations. And the question is, what are you feeling in relationship to that? And when you understand and you can make sense of that, then you understand what the astrology is telling you. So as an example, if we look right now that the moon is going through my fourth house, and so is Chiron, and they're conjunct. So this would show what I'm feeling, so this is what we're looking at for in astrology. The other thing as well is that Chiron is in Aries at the moment, but you can get your own chart here, by the way. Go to astro.com and you can get a chart here, and you can see all of the symbols here and how it works out. But the other one you can look at as well is, I'm going to do a new share, and I'm going to go to this page here. Let me just see. Right, so this is Astro Seek, and you can go here, and this is the collective chart at the moment. Chiron at the moment is in the sign of Aries, and this is where, the trauma and the hypersensitivity is around the idea that we're not able to be successful, and that maybe, also that we can have a sense of not being proactive and assertive in getting on with things, and also we may lack the appropriate healthy aggression, so healthy anger in order to compete, so that can be the wound if you've got Chiron in Aries in your birth chart. So what you would do, this is Astro Seek, by the way, you can get your own chart here as well. I'll show you that. You can see it when you bring up the chart of today through Astro Seek. You can see the current planets here. You would click on that and then it would tell you where the sun is. It's 26 of Aquarius. The moon is in Aries at 6 degrees. Mercury is retrograde still in Aquarius, and Venus is in Aquarius also at 17 degrees. So all of this defines, we integrate it all, and then it shows us what's going on. And if you scroll down, you would see all of the aspects that are going on right now. So Sun is square to Mars, the moon is sextile Mercury. The moon moves very quickly. So Mercury conjunct Venus, Mercury conjunct Jupiter, and Mercury is conjunct Saturn right now. So I'm going to look at these three aspects. And then we've got Chiron, which is the wound, Chiron conjunct the moon, and Chiron sextile Saturn. So with the moon in Aries, what I'm going to do now is show you solar fire, because we can move the chart around. So new share to solar fire. Okay, I will add what I did here, which, because I've been adding a few asteroids and fixed stars. So I added this one, is Hamal. I added this, and I also added Lilith asteroid to my chart. And I've also found an asteroid, which is not really for anybody else, more for my own, looking at my own chart. I found an asteroid called Penelope 201. And on my chart, she is on conjunct my Neptune, and on this chart you can see it here. It's because she's currently transiting the sign of Gemini at 10 degrees. And then we've got Isis as well. That's another one I like to look at. So this is the chart right now in the UK, and the moon in Aries can make us, we can see the moon, and the moon is here at 6 degrees of Aries. And this can make us feel uncertain, and can make us want to solve problems faster than is natural, which means, because we've got a deadline and we can make mistakes. So we need to slow down and decide to proceed at a comfortable space. We don't want to go crazy. We just want to slow down a little bit. The ruler of the moon in Aries is going to be Mars. And Mars currently at the moment is in the sign of Taurus. So Mars in Taurus is a bit, slows it down a bit as well, slows down Mars, makes it more plodding. And we can, feel that peace may seem boring to us as this, because we want to be a bit fiery with this aspect, but also it's on the sign, it's conjunct right now, it's conjunct Chiron. So this can make us feel very, wanting to look at our trauma and dig a bit deeper with ourselves and other people as well. The other thing with this moon is that it can, make us run out of energy also very quickly. And we want to, for that reason, that's another reason to slow down. And, we can be very frustrated, and we may have a temper during this period. So again, we need to watch ourselves, all of us. It's collective chart. The main aspects, I'm going to go show you here, Mercury actually, and the main aspects as well. So if we go days ahead, we've got Mercury, you can see is retrograde at the moment, and Mercury is at 13 degrees. It's going to go back to 11, and then it will go direct. So that you want to look where that Mercury's been retrograde for you. It's been going retrograde in my third house, and it's going back just into my second, and then it's going forward again because I have intercepted houses. And if we look at the Mercury, we know that the sun is square Mars at the moment as we run through this. Got the sun square to Mars down here, but it's fading because that's applying, so it's fading off, separating rather. The sun is square Mars is separating. And then Mercury is conjunct Venus, and this can give us some good balance. And we can convince, be good at convincing others and ourselves as well at things. And we can be well balanced and rational with that. But the Mercury conjunct Jupiter can make our thoughts go towards wanting to learn and knowledge. And also We want freedom of our expression whilst this is conjunct Jupiter. Mercury conjunct Saturn is where it makes us a little bit more serious and practical, and maybe our mental process is more practical as well. But we may have trouble expressing ourselves, and because Mercury, Saturn is going to restrict Mercury. So it's quite interesting looking at this. So, fundamentally we'd have Jupiter's going to, and you can see that it's right in the middle there, 6 degrees, 13 and 13. So we can see that Mercury is going back towards, retrograde back towards Saturn there. And the Mercury is also square to Uranus. And this is where we want a strong need for independence at this time, Mercury square Uranus. And it can make us, we don't want to be unrealistic or be arrogant with that. And our opinions can be way ahead, at this time. So we want to make sure that we're not too rebellious and chaotic at this time. The Venus is squaring Mars, and Venus at the moment is also in Aquarius. So Venus is square to Mars here. And Venus is conjunct Jupiter, so this makes us charming and generous. And then Mars is sextile to Neptune, and Mars is trine to Pluto, which is a nice one. Mars trine Pluto increases the power of Mars. I have that natally as well, so it's good to look at these on your chart to see what you have as a natal chart to understand your own psyche. The Jupiter conjunct Saturn we've done, and then what else do we have? We have the node. Is quite interesting at the moment. The node is here, the north node, and that is trying to Mercury up here. You can see that. And this aspect, is where we can have good intelligence with this, but this is separating, and then it will go forward again and hit the node again as it goes direct. On the 21st, it will go direct, I believe. We'll just send this chart forward in a little while. So we're looking at the underlying motives, and we're able to be critically and creative and deal with things. The node trine to Venus is positive also in the respect that it's pleasant and it's graceful and it can be affectionate, which we need a lot of this at this time. So that node is also trine. You can see here it's a exact trine at the moment, and that Mercury, when it goes forward again, will exact trine the node. And then the node is trine to Jupiter. So we've got, this is quite a nice thing actually. And then the node square the Neptune is the difficult one. And there is the positive thing is that, it helps us to overcome life's challenges because of our spirituality. But, we can be too vague with it and not know what direction we're going. So this is how that's playing out collectively. And that Saturn also is, that restriction on Uranus where we want to break free of limitations. And also we've got Black Moon Lilith, and this is Black Moon Lilith True. There are 4 different Black Moons. Black Moon Lilith True is the resolution node for the other Black Moons if you've been looking at Black Moon Lilith. And also Lilith here is the asteroid where she breaks free from the Garden of Eden and she goes a bit crazy in the mythology. So let's go forward. This is the 16th, watch here, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is station, Mercury stations, 11:03 there. And then let's go, it's still station, and then it goes direct. So on the 21st, depending where you are, 21st late evening, it's going to go direct. And then it will keep going. We're going to go forward with that. And it will leave Pisces. That's what we're looking for. No, not Pisces. It will leave Aquarius and it goes into Pisces. There you go. And then it will go into Pisces on the 15th, 16th of March. So interesting times. And then it will, work its way through with the other planets. And then we have also the sun will be 25 degrees of Pisces at this point. So if I go back to today, which is the 15th, and we'll look where the sun is here. The sun right now is 26 of Aquarius. So in 1 day, 2, 3, there you go. It will be 19th, so the 18th, 19th, it will move into Pisces. Okay, so any comments, do leave them below. And, just, we've got to look after our mental health at the moment. So reach out to people and make sure that you're not just suffering in silence. The planets are showing us what we're feeling. So you can always look at your chart to understand yourself deeper as well. Okay, catch you later. Thanks for watching.